Hi there, it's me again, Diana, and today I'm going to tell you in detail about my admission to the university in Finland and share my emotions about this huge stage. Let me start by saying that in 9th grade I wanted to go to America to study small aircraft engineering, but it just so happened that this task became more difficult due to recent situation in my country, and being an engineer seemed too complicated for me. So, in 11th grade, I realized that Finland would be the best solution for me. Of course, cold weather would be another challenge for me, but having lived in Russia, I think I can handle it too. I chose the international business program, and at the beginning of 11th grade, I started to prepare for entrance exams and took business English courses. I chose such universities as KAMK, Centria, TAMK, VAMK, JAMK and XAMK. But I wanted to go to KAMK the most, so I put it first in my application form, which is really important. The first part is a written exam online, which includes reasoning skills, English language skills and mathematics. The second part is a group discussion with 4 people. In this part, the examiners give you the topic and you discuss it together with other participants while you're being assessed. I think I can start our group discussion. Hello everyone, my name is Diana, and today's topic is about cultural diversity, and it means
staying in our own as one country.
I would like to thank all of you for a very active chat.
I spent a lot of time preparing for my exams, and I studied a lot of articles, learned new English words, solved lots of math and logic problems, and all of this in a language other than my native one. The funny thing is that my mother and I always had a lot of plans, but because of exams we put them off, and our motto for these 3 months was like everything after exams. However, after passing all of the exams, I had emotional burnout, and I stayed home over a week in a bed, and I didn't want to do anything, and the pressure from other areas of my life only increased. Then I started taking sedatives and I felt like vegetable. I also went to psychologist, which helped me to get out of my anxiety, and I went to neurologist who did a full examination. And it turned out that there were changes in my nervous system and brain. However, I have managed to cope with this and I feel great. Now I know how important it's to rest and how to do it correctly. At the end of March, I found out my scores on this website, and everything was much better than I thought. I got 96 and 9, which is great score, and I got into all universities. The choice was obvious, it was KAMK. Unfortunately, I had no strength for joy at the end, and the realization of what I just had done only came now. After choosing a university, it was necessary to pay for it. They have a 50% discount on a tuition if you decide and pay within 14 days. I took advantage of this. Payment was another challenge due to recent situation. Russian cards do not work abroad, but the good thing is that my dad works abroad and he was able to pay. But the problem was that my dad is a bit far from technology. However, he coped with this problem, although it took time, and I'm very proud of him. The next thing was to apply for a residence permit in May. This year it's available for entire period of study. Having collected all of the documents and pre-booked an application on Finland website, I went to the visa center and actually applied. Usually it does not take long to get a decision, but as I am a minor, in my case it was waiting 45 days for visa. I do not want to live alone, especially for the first year, so I chose an apartment for 3 people. I chose the most attractive looking and comfortable accommodation. Here you can see photos of it. My building has a sauna, gym and other many stuffs that you need for a good life. However, the way to the university takes about 20 minutes, and considering how hard I can stand cold weather, it's not a little distance for me. I have already signed a contract for accommodation. Also, I would like to mention that I have finished school, passed all required tests with a good score, received a certificate of graduation and underwent various examinations, I mean doctors and all the stuff. And now I'm preparing for a surgery on my nose and continue to work actually. The amazing thing is that I did not even prepare for my school exams, and if you are interested, here all my results. And my grade point average is 4 and 7, yeah. And I am moving to Finland in August 16, but my studies start only 22 of August, and of course it's really hard for me to say goodbye for people and places, but I am sure everything will be fine. Until then, I have made many appointments with people and I'm still enjoying the last weeks of summer here. Well, I think that's all for now. Thank you for watching this video until the end, and I hope it was informative for you. If you have any questions, anything, feel free to message me on Instagram or in the comments below the video. I'll be happy to get back to you. Bye!